Welcome to tonight's Creator Community Meeting. It's a privilege to be here in LA in the Ed Asner Family Center. And it takes a village because we have not only the group here in LA, we have our online audience, all of you, and our audience in Irvine. So I'm going to give you a little tour here of the Ed Asner Family Center. Do you want to wave to the camera? You got the group here and staff there. And it's an amazing place, and we're going to hear a lot more about it. You saw the video right before. We're going to talk with Aviva in a few minutes, who's going to tell us about the programs here at the center. So first, before we get going, Judy, do you want to share the slides of the sort of the housekeeping and the mission? I will keep talking for a minute. We have a few wonderful guests tonight. In addition to hearing more about the Ed Asner Family Center, we have Dale Lawrence, COO of Variety, and Joey Travolta from Inclusion Films. So have a great night ahead of us. So we just saw the reel, and we'll have our meeting up through 7 o'clock, and then we'll have some time to break out and have some networking. The Zoom portion of the show with all 3 locations will end at that time. So we can have networking in Irvine, LA, and on Zoom afterwards. I also want to add at the end of our discussions, we'll be having a few minutes to hear a pitch from Gerald Jones and Sebastian Dorn. So next slide, please. So I want to talk a bit about autism and entertainment. There are many reasons to join and actually become an individual member. We provide funding to deliver our mission. We need support from our community to be able to do all these things. Things like access to all of our amazing webinars and recordings that we do almost once a month and are available to our members to view. And these are great webinars in voiceover acting, acting in front of the camera, animation, game design, managing your money, producing skills, and a range of exciting things coming up. We also have special events where you can register early to get, make sure you get access to tickets. We have a quarterly newsletter with all the amazing things going on across our partners and our activities. We have discounts on special autism entertainment merchandise, and we also have special quarterly member-only meetings. We also have tours. We had a tour of DreamWorks, we had Warner Animation, and in these events, you get a chance to have one-on-one meetings with industry experts. We usually choose somebody to have a one-on-one session at the end of that. So there's a lot of exciting things happening if you can become a member. Alex, are you here tonight?
Hi everyone, I'm your host Alex. Thank you everybody who's here in Irvine, up there with Paul in Los Angeles, and online for coming tonight. We've got a great event for you guys tonight, for everybody, wherever you might be. So yeah, as Paul said, we got really some really exciting things coming in store for y'all. We got some really amazing guests. We'll have some time to mingle. And I know some of you, I know I won't do a raise of hands because we're in different areas, but I know some of y'all in here were at the Autism Entertainment Extraordinary Fundraiser, and some people repping the shirts. So thank you. That's where we got to premiere our film Extraordinary Character. So big thank you and shout out to Judy and the rest of the Autism Entertainment team for working with us at Blue Star Productions to make that an awesome event. Yeah, so with that said, speaking to our amazing guests, we have Dale Lawrence from Variety, who is going to be speaking to us. And I'm sure for a lot of you guys, Variety needs no introduction. Huge magazine at the forefront of film and entertainment. And we're really thankful for her to be taking the time to give us an insight. We might have some time for some questions. And yeah, is Dale in the call with us?
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, we can.
Okay,
Thank
so
you for joining us.
I think you wanted to talk to me. You wanted me to talk tonight about becoming a creator and your brand identity. I think I'm hearing an echo.
Oh,
There's an echo. Okay, now there's no echo. Okay, great. Is that Marlene is and Judy, that's what you wanted me to speak to?
Yes, please. Set the setting a little bit. Marlene, Dea, myself were at lunch with Danny Bowman and her family, and I heard Dea talk about this conference she went to and the importance of creating your own content. And I was saying, hey, that's what the creator community is about. Can you come and spend a few minutes talking about that as someone in the industry as important as you are, Dea?
Well, I mean, at first, what I want to say when, we create content all day long at Variety, this is what we do, but it's a lot easier for us because we have a brand identity, right? So whenever you're creating content, you've got to start with with your own brand. So are you all creating your own content? And is this something that you've spent time thinking about? Have you spent time thinking about your brand and what it is that you're creating? So what I thought I'd do is sort of, I don't know if this is helpful to you or not, but just sort of take you through some of the basic steps that I always like to refer back to when I'm creating something, or when I'm working with a brand, or when I'm working with, with any brands. I've done a lot. I have been a chief marketing officer, and I've worked with many, many, many brands throughout my career. So the very first step that I always like to tell everyone is, who are you? Right? When you're trying to figure out, when you want to create content, you've got to have your brand identity. And I like to call this first step, know thyself. How do you describe yourself or the content that you are creating? What are the positive attributes that you yourself hold? And I would start by making lists of those positive attributes. You want to define yourself, right? So an exercise you can do is write down all of the words that best describe who you are as a creator. And then the next step is, how do others view you, right? Because there's reality, and then there's always the perception of reality. So what I think about myself and the way I view myself may not be the way other people who interact with me view me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the next step is, you want to create your content. And you need to create valuable, high quality content that people actually want to watch, right? So what is the story you want to tell? I think Jorge said, you got to create when you want to create something, you actually can't spend time saying, I want to create this, I want to do this. You've actually got to do it. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, you must do it. If you want to be a writer, you got to write every day. If you want to be a painter, you got to paint every day. Whatever it is that you are doing, I think a lot of you do animation, and I'm sure you're already doing this on a daily basis. But what is the story you want to tell? What is your purpose? And what kind of content are you creating? Are you creating content that informs? Are you creating content that's entertaining? Is it something that's going to inspire people? Something that's going to solve a problem, help people achieve a goal? You've got to identify this, and you need to write this down. You need to sort of create a business plan for yourself, right? And it's not enough to talk about it. It needs to be documented. And how are you going to tell your story in a clear and simple manner, either your story or your brand identity? Who else is out there telling a similar story, right? Something that people forget about is, let's say you want to tell a story about your Cocker Spaniel. Well, who else is out there telling stories about Cocker Spaniels? What makes your story different from someone else's? I mean, there are lots of, sometimes people say there are only about 5 different stories in the world, and they're all being told differently, right? So there's a love story. People love to write about love stories. What makes this love story different from another love story? What is your own unique perspective on what story you are telling? How are you going to differentiate your content or product from the competition? What makes you better? Is your content of value, right? So when we talk about brands, a way to describe a brand is, what is the deliberate differentiation? What sets you or your content apart from the competition? That's kind of what branding something means. The next step in this sort of 5-step process to building brand is you have to define your audience. I think in one of those videos, someone was talking about making documentaries. So, there's been a big boom in the industry on documentary filmmaking. But there's a challenge with documentary filmmaking now because it's so easy to make content. Anybody can get into the game. Who is going to watch these documentaries? How are you going to find your audience? What we call it is, in the entertainment industry, we call it distribution, right? So I went to this conference and there were a lot of brands making content because this is a new sort of area that's growing in advertising. Brands are making their own films. They're making brand funded films. But who is going to watch? And what I mean by brands, I don't mean Sony Pictures. I mean Bulova watches. I mean, American Airlines, Delta Airlines. They make their own films. Who's going to watch these films? How are you going to distribute your content? This is a huge problem, right? This is a challenge, not a problem. Who is going to watch this? Who are you making your content for? That's always, you have to answer that question. You can't just be making it for yourself if you want other people to watch it. And how are you going to reach those people? A great way to start is to build an audience profile, right? You're going to write this down too. You're going to see, these are the people that I think might be interested in my Cocker Spaniel documentary. People who own Cocker Spaniels, right? People who own other dogs that might look like Cocker Spaniels, whatever it is. And you build that audience profile. You identify that audience and you have to understand who they are. You have to understand your audience needs. What are they interested in? And you have to create content that either entertains or informs or inspires some of the things I mentioned earlier. The next thing when you're creating this content, and this is something you hear all the time, be authentic, right? I used to be an actor. You always have to come from a place of truth. It's the same thing with creating content. You don't want to try and copy a style of someone else. You can be inspired by a filmmaker style, but you have to have your own voice that is true to your content. And you've got to be authentic because you need to connect with your audience, right? You're making content that will connect with a community, with a group of people. And the most difficult step is this distribution, right? This is always a big challenge. So when you create your content, you also have to think of that distribution vehicle. Are you creating content for Twitter? Are you creating content for Instagram? Is this going to be for YouTube? Are you making long form documentaries? And if so, how are you going to get that documentary seen? So there are all different ways of doing that. Let's say it's documentary filmmaking. You can enter into film festivals. There are all kinds of platforms out there now because they know there's a market they know that people want to watch documentaries, but it's very hard to sell them. It is extremely difficult. I'm going to tell you what the industry wants to buy. They want to buy true crime documentaries and they want to buy documentaries about celebrities. If you're making a documentary about climate or anything else, any serious issues, it's tough to sell it. But there are all kinds of platforms out there. And one that comes to my mind is a platform called Jolt. And they will take your content if it's accepted, and they'll market it, and they will help find your audience for you. You have to do some research, but there are an awful lot of these types of platforms out there. Another way that you can get your content seen, and this is expensive, so this is why you need to have a budget and you have to have some funding, or to buy paid ads. Paid ads work. The YouTube Partner Program, are any of you making content on YouTube now and taking advantage of the YouTube Partner Program? So the YouTube Partner Program is a program, and I think it started with a video game content, video, any kind of video content, but you have to qualify to be part of this program. So the creators need 1,000 subscribers. You have to have at least 1,000 subscribers on your content or on your channel, and at least 4,000 viewing hours in the past 12 months. And then that program allows creators to generate income from the various ad formats that YouTube sells onto your content and your channel. So like at Variety, we have our own YouTube channel, and we receive passive income, passive revenue from YouTube. It's not as generous as when we sell our own ads, but we receive a percentage, right? So we get a cut and YouTube gets a cut. We just put up video, we get a lot of eyeballs on it, and the money comes in. It's not that, I mean, it's decent money, but it's not great money. So you have to find other ways of monetizing your content. And something I was talking to Marlene and Judy about are getting brand deals. So the rise of influencers, it's still climbing, right? It hasn't quite reached that point, that tipping point where maybe there's going to be a bubble here, but there are brands that will pay for you if you have a large enough audience. And by large enough, I mean 1 million followers. Let's say you have an Instagram page about your Cocker Spaniel, and you've been posting all the time, and you've been able to get 1 million followers. You can go to a pet food brand and say, hey, I've got 1 million followers, and these people are all interested in dogs, which means they need dog food. You start sending me some dog food, and you pay me $20,000, $30,000, whatever your price is, and I will make video for you with your dog food. And then this is a very big way that creators are getting paid, and they're getting paid. The ones that are really doing well make sizable incomes from this. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that is a big trend in the industry right now. There are all different types of influencers. They're content creators, right? And I'm sure you watch a lot of these people, the ones that do their makeup videos, and then they get deals with e.l.f., and then they can get you to buy right away. Oh, this is how you put your mascara on, and then you click here and you buy the mascara, and that's how they do the analytics to measure whether the mascara is sold or not. That's called a direct-to-consumer deal. And those are lower funnel deals in marketing, which are very easy to track to see the response rate. I'm now talking about doing upper funnel deals, which are brand deals that are called awareness deals. They're harder to measure, where they hire influencers to create awareness around their product, leveraging their audiences. So some of these people are called niche influencers because they have certain targeted audience. So when you're a content creator, if you've been able to create enough content where you have built your audience, that is valuable in the advertising world. So it's not just valuable to you, but it's valuable to all these brands that are out there. And they're also looking for people that are really good at making content. So if you're a great animator and you've made your Cocker Spaniel animation videos and people love you and they're watching you and you are now an influencer creator, and there is money to be made doing that. Does anybody have any questions about this? How can a person with a computer background defined himself in the industry. Okay, so you can brand yourself as a computer expert. There are lots of computer experts out there, but you're going to take what I said and you're going to figure out who are you? How do you define yourself? How do others define yourself? What makes you unique knowing about something about computers? Are you let me give you an example. I'm going to tell you something very personal about me. To relax, I like to watch videos about people polishing silver. And this is a very weird, quirky thing I have. I love watching people polish silver. And so I have followed all these people that buy things at thrift stores and they clean and they're all saying very similar things, but they say them in different ways. So you have to figure out, as the computer expert, if you're a computer expert, you're going to brand yourself as a computer expert. What makes you different from any other computer expert out there? What content can you create? Immediately, I would think you would be doing something prescriptive where you're doing how-to videos, right? Whatever it is that you're an expert on. He's putting content to YouTube from the Toastmasters, the web address, right? Oh, 7,000 subscribers on their YouTube channel. Okay, so Shade Wild, are you getting checks? Has that happened yet?
Well, I have been receiving, I get some notification on my comments or likes.
Okay, that's good. 7,000 is a good start. How long have you had that channel for?
For about 14 years.
14 years. Okay, so how are you growing it? If you already have a channel and you already have 7,000 subscribers, now your next step is to figure out, how do you get 7,000 subscribers to 1 million subscribers, or to 100,000 subscribers, or to 10,000? I would even start small here. I would figure out, how do you go to 10,000? Have you figured out how many subscribers you get per month and what content is resonating? Do you know, when I do this kind of content, more people subscribe?
Well, every month I get notified on how many new subscribers I got and how many views and likes I get as well.
Okay, but now here's the connection that I would do if I were you. You've got to figure out why you're getting those new subscribers. What are they relating to that you have posted? What is resonating with them so that they're going, oh, I want to subscribe to him? What content is making people subscribe and what content is making people not subscribe? So you want to do more of the content that is getting people to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Do you know that?
Not quite.
Okay, that's something you got to try and figure out.
But
Steve,
I'm happy on the amount I'm receiving.
no, it's very good. I'm just saying, if you want to get more, and if you want to try and make money doing this, this is something that you've got to understand. And also, the analytics are very important, right? You've got to be able to look at these analytics and understand. It's like you're selling a product. What of your product, what is selling, what is not selling? What is resonating? What are people connecting to? What are people not connecting to? Can a cartoonist be an influencer? 100%. Absolutely, a cartoonist can be an influencer.
Well, I do some storyboards and animations.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm a graduate from Exceptional Minds.
Oh, yes, I'm on the board of Exceptional Minds. I'm on the advisory board. So that's great. Yes, absolutely a cartoonist. But what you have to do as a cartoonist now, you got to get your content out there. You want to get more and more people to watch this content.
Thank you, Deo. I think we are all good on questions over here, but thank you so much for taking the time to
Sure.
speak with us. Let's give a big round of applause.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a good
you.
night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Great. So, I hope that was really insightful. I know that was really insightful for myself and I'm sure for a lot of you guys as well. So next up, we have a really awesome slate of speakers. Next up, we have somebody who I've had the pleasure of connecting with before. Really talented individual whose piece we actually saw in the intro reel. Lights, Camera, Friendship on the Spectrum. Joey Travolta, we have with us, who's going to be talking a little bit more about the series and also answering some questions. Is Joey there? Hey, Joey,
Hey,
good to see you
Hi,
again.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
Oh,
here in
good.
Irvine.
Hello,
Well,
everybody.
let's give it up, guys. Big round.
Oh, thank you. I can see that. How's
So,
everybody doing?
good.
So, is it a good night so far?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Everybody,
Okay.
yeah, everybody having a good night.
Yeah. I please excuse my hat, my Yankee hat. I had bumped my head yesterday and I had to wear a hat because I have a bandage up here. So I didn't want to scare anybody. Yeah, it's such a pleasure to be here. As you know, I'm Joey Travolta. I am the founder of Inclusion Films, and I'll tell you the story about how Lights, Camera, Friendship on the Spectrum got started. So I know you saw the trailer, the young man in the beginning of the trailer, his name is John Varnado. And several years ago, Autism Speaks had gotten in touch with me and said, we have a young man, his name is John Varnado, and his dad from Georgia would like to talk to you about getting into the business because we train people with developmental and intellectual disabilities, and I do camps for kids with autism, and they knew about that. So I said, absolutely. I said, let's set up a Zoom. We set it up. I had never met John before. I had never met Robert before, his dad. And the first thing I said, hey guys, very nice to meet you. Robert, nice to meet you. I'm Joey. John, nice to meet you. I'm Joe. All right, I understand that you want to be a filmmaker. I'm going to say action, and you have to pitch me the best story that you have. Action. He went on for 3 minutes and pitched a great story about a dog that is a pet detective. He's a pet detective, basically, what it is. And he solves all kinds of crimes. And I said, that's really, really good. I said, what's the name of your project? He said, Pet Dick. I said, okay. I said, you're going to have to change the title of that because I don't think that's going to fly. But it was so good. The point was that his dad was there, didn't know that he had these capabilities of doing this, knew he was interested, but the train went off. I said, get on board. And he went and he gave this beautiful pitch. So afterwards, the father said, how can I get him involved with your program? We were doing a camp in Lodi, California. And I said, well, why doesn't John come out to the camp? It's a 2-week camp. He can experience with it. He'll get to meet the crew because when we do our camps and we do our projects, such as Lights, Camera, Friendship on the Spectrum, 70% of the crew are on the autism spectrum as well. These are folks that we trained. So he came to the camp and he fit right in and he had just a great time. And at the end, people, they give testimonials at the end. And John said it was the best 2 weeks of his life. And that to me was saying, all right, we're doing the right thing. So he came to the screening. They have red carpets at these camps, and all the families come, and they put tuxedos on, and the red carpet, the whole limousines, the whole 9 yards. And he just had the best time. So I get another call from Robert, and again, this is the story of Lights, Camera, Friendship on the Spectrum, and said, my son, John, has trouble making friends and he has trouble keeping friends. Is there something that we can do? Because we were talking about doing a project together, whether it was a camp or a program in Georgia. And I said, well, why don't we set something up where we teach people how to make friends, how to navigate the system. We bring them to a city that they don't know. They have roommates that they've never met before. We take them totally outside their comfort zone and have them form friendships. We gave them money to spend and keep track of. And that was the idea behind Lights, Camera, Friendship. And Robert said, okay, let's do it. And we did the very first one in Lodi, California. And that was 3 episodes. And that was a couple of years ago. And it got into the San Diego Film Festival, which was very, very exciting. Got into several others too. Then we decided, after the feedback we got from the Lodi episodes, that let's make this a full series, and we'll do 6 more episodes. So we started doing the rest. We did in Valvesta, Georgia. Same setup. There was 40 adults on the autism spectrum. We had 16 in the first one, and then we did 12 and 12 the next 2. So we did Valvesta, Georgia. Then we flew to Amelia Island, and we did the one there. We casted from all over the country. People were coming from Canada. They were coming from different states, different countries to be a part of this. And we started putting it all together. Then last year, the Valvesta portion of the show was in the San Diego Film Festival again. And now Lights, Camera, Friendship, Amelia Island is in October, will be. So the whole series will have been at the San Diego Film Festival. And it was probably one of the greatest experiences of my life. I just love this population, the creativity. I love interviewing them. We just had the greatest time. And we took them outside their comfort zone. But what came out of it is so many of them became friends, and they started, I'm technically challenged, as you can see. They started chat groups, and they remain friends, and they still, to this day, they're still doing that. We did a soft release with Red Coral to test a few things out, and now we're in talks with a couple of major companies about taking the show out. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and that's the story of Lights, Camera, Friendship, and how it came about. And I would love the opportunity to do it again, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, and then Inclusion Films is in Bakersfield, and we're funded through the regional centers, and we've been there since 2012, and we're all over the state with partners. But I love what I do. I love making films. Making everything that goes into making films goes into everyday life. So it's a great way to teach life skills and social skills and just how to navigate the system, because everything that goes into it goes into filmmaking. And that's my story of Lights, Camera, Friendship. Any questions? I know I came on early here.
If you could, Joe, if you could talk a little bit more about Inclusion Films, the history and kind of
Yeah.
story of Inclusion, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so we started this. I'm basically I've been a filmmaker, since 1979, acting. Then I went into producing and directing. And the first film that I starred in, I went on to this set, and I had never been on a set before. I went from music to starring in a movie. And before that, I was a special ed teacher. But when I got on that set and saw what everybody did and how many different jobs there were, and the greatest thing about it was it became a family. There was a friendship, and it was like, when you go to school and you graduate and you come back, or you go back the next year and it's that same group that you work with. It felt like that, but it felt like family. But so many things go into the filmmaking, like I said before. And that's where I got the idea for Inclusion Films, because I was a special ed teacher for a couple of years, and then I went into show business. And then years later, I had an opportunity to do, I was doing a thing called the Entertainment experience where it was classes, but classes for anyone. And I got this call one day. There was an article written in the Acorn about the program I was running and that I was a former special ed teacher. So two parents with children with autism approached me and said, would I be interested? They wanted to meet with me and they asked me if I'd be interested in running classes for special needs because there's nothing for our kids. So I said, absolutely. I have the space, I have the teachers. And in that same conversation, one of the parents said, my son wants to make a film and put it into the film festival that we were doing at that time with Chaminade High School. So I said, well, what's the film about? And they said, what it's like to be autistic from an autistic kid's point of view. I said, that's really cool. So I met him, and the project was called Normal People Scare Me. And it was a 10-minute film, and it was a part of the film festival. The Daily News did a feature article on it. People from all over wanted to see about this young man that made a film, and it was called Normal People Scare Me. And things started going. And I got a call one day from the regional center, and they wanted to meet with me. They knowing that I was doing classes and doing all kinds of things. And it was Diane on it. And she was the head of the regional center. And she said to me, we have a tsunami of young people coming onto the workplace in the autism spectrum. And there's nothing here. This is the Mecca. Hollywood is where all the films are made. You know, can we do something? And that's when I came up with the Inclusion Films, a practical film workshop. And basically what it is, the kids, they take camera, they take lighting, they take screenwriting, anything that goes into filmmaking, they do. While they're developing their films, they'll make 2-minute shorts, but they learn the editing, everything. And whatever that script that they develop becomes the lesson plan. And the lesson plan is producing that film where everybody is in different positions doing things. So they learn a little bit about everything. And then, you know, we make the film and then we have the screening. It's kind of the same principle and the way I run the camps, but that's in a 2-week period. We go year round. And the first one was in Burbank, and then we opened in Bakersfield, and it's pretty big in Bakersfield now. We have about 60 students year round there, and we've had a lot of success. Then I have the production company that we do PSAs, documentaries. We did a feature film called Care of the Bells, this series, and a lot of funding from the state to do different productions. And the model is whatever I do it, if it's a crew of 10, 6 will be neurodiverse. And we've been getting a lot of work from the state and from around the country too. So that's how it started. Did that answer the question? I kind of rambled on.
That was a great answer, Joey. Thank you.
I'm
Um,
all
yeah, let's give it up,
alone.
guys.
Joey, Paul Hemstreet here. I want to thank you for joining us tonight and congratulate your beautiful series, Lights, Camera, Friendship on the Spectrum.
Thank you.
Really, it's wonderful. And everybody here attending who's registered for this event got a link to be able to watch the episodes on Red Coral. So please watch it. It's
Yes, please. And let me know how you feel. Go to the inclusionfilms.com, or I think there's a website for Lights, Camera, Friendship too. But thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
right. Thank you very much.
Okay. You take care.
All right. Next, I'd like to introduce Aviva Paskowitz Asner from the Ad Asner Family Center. So I'm going to come up here. Yep, you can come right up to the computer and just talk to the mic.
Hello, everybody. Hi. thank you so much for having me. I'm just gonna take a little bit of your time. I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit because I'm a little shorter. Um, but I just want to thank you all for having me speak this afternoon. I'm just here to talk to you a little bit about where I am right now, which is the Ed Asner Family Center. It is specifically very important to me because it is a family-run business. My incredible parents, Matt and Nava, created this center from the bottom up, and I've been with them throughout the entire journey. It's a very exciting experience to be able to speak to you because I feel like our program specifically during the day that we have here, the Academy, is incredibly valuable to a lot of our participants that come in. Our goal here at the center in general, in all of our enrichments, day programs, social clubs, dating programs, is to empower our neurodiverse adults through life skills, job readiness, and the arts. We have so many different types of classes that we have here at the center that surround life skills, building independence and everyday confidence, vocational training where we go to the Discovery Cube and the Funko Pop Museum in Hollywood. Our individuals work there twice a week with job coaches to learn everything from customer service to merchandise upkeep and gaining confidence here at the center through interview readiness classes, computer job skills where they learn how to build resumes, learn how to create emails, and just to find an online presence on Indeed, everything like that. Through the arts, we, I said family-run business. My brother, Max, my incredible brother, Max, he does teach our music production class that happens here. They work with the program Ableton, that very unfamiliar to me. I am not a musical person myself, but our program, facilitates a whole range of arts-based programs when it comes to voiceover classes, music production, improv, so many different types of drama-based art classes, as well as digital media, physical media. I personally teach the art classes, but I'm just here to tell you about our academy as a whole, but not only that, but our center as well. Not only has this academy, but has daily therapy happening with multiple clients here. We have many enrichments that happen here in person and online, dating programs to help, really encourage a safe space when it comes to finding romantic and platonic love, and really great social clubs that if you are based in LA, we go all over town. But just to wrap it up and not take up too much of your time, our mission at the center here is to help individuals discover their confidence, reach their goals, and start their futures, along with, creating lifelong connections and making friends that hopefully last a lifetime, and putting yourself on that path of, reaching your goals and feeling satisfied and confident in this crazy world that we live in. If anyone has any questions about the center, I'd happily take them. Oh, I'm seeing a few on the side. What I want to make sure that I'm answering the questions that are specifically for me. What can a person who has a background in computers do when it comes to filmmaking? That is a great question. You know what? Max, come on over here. Max is our production. Max is our music production. This is also my brother, and he works alongside me. He's our music director. Why don't you answer this person's question here?
Which one? Like
Right here.
what kind of person who has a background in computer do when it comes to filmmaking? There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. Yeah, I mean, there's actually a ton you can do for filmmaking when you have a background in computers. There's a ton of software that goes into that using things like Premiere as well as Adobe After Effects and stuff. There's a huge market in the film business for the entire sort of post-production side of things that all requires a really computer savvy person who has those sort of hard skills using those softwares. So if you can learn those softwares, that can be a really valuable tool for you.
Thank you, Max.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm not the most tech savvy, but I'm glad I have folks like Max nearby to help me with questions like that. I'm just gonna answer this one last one. I know Ed Asner? I did. He is my grandfather. He's a lovely individual. We honor him in his memory here at the center every day by encouraging individuals with neurodivergence to find their confidence, grow connections, and to overall have an empowering time here at the center. Thank you so much. I appreciate letting me speak.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aviva. That was a beautiful explanation of this place. If any of you have the opportunity to take a course here, it's a fantastic facility and wonderful people. They've taken such good care of us. Actually, I'm going to show you again the group here, and Matt, wave there in the back too. Got the whole crew here. We couldn't have been treated better tonight. So thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, do we have another question? Is Paul Martin, did he write it? Do we have him to step up and ask a question? When was the Ed Asner Center founded?
Well, we've been around in a couple different forums for.
Come here, Max.
Aviva, we've been around in different, hi, everybody, I'm back. We've been around in a few different forms now for, I would say, about 13 to 14 years, right? So, we kind of were in a few different configurations over a course of time. We had moved locations about 3 years ago now, 4 years ago now.
Yes, well, we've been at this current location for 2, but a center as a whole for around 14 years. I've been working personally at the center for around 7 years, starting as their art director and now program director. I've had the pleasure of working with Max for a couple of years now, but overall, our center has been a foundation for around 15 years now. Thanks. I want to ask about when it comes to those searching for an opportunity, like in job hunting, how do we push ourselves so recruiters can find us besides putting out resumes out there and applying if that doesn't work? Well, how to
I'm the one
find...
who said that question.
Oh, yes.
My name is Ishwar Swaminathan. I am a graphic designer, illustrator, and I'm a motion graphic animator and designer with 4 years of experience both in freelance work and I worked for like 2 to 3 companies so far. I am currently job hunting right now, and it's a little bit hard actually. So for me, I try to find opportunities I can possible. I'm not trying to beg or anything like that, but I feel like when it comes to this stuff, I honestly feel like me being diagnosed with autism, it always affected me as to wondering how I advance forward because I, for one, don't like to be sitting around and waiting for something to happen. I for one, want to push myself out there. But usually, when it comes to pushing yourself out there, most people don't usually pay attention to that. How do we apply ourselves besides putting our resume and portfolio out there? What do we do in this case?
Right. Okay. Well, in a few of our classes, we teach how to build confidence in spaces that aren't always catered to, the neurodivergent mind. A lot of folks usually end up going with the candidate that is neurotypical, which is unfortunate, but it is our goal here at the center to teach ways to build confidence in ways that you can find yourself, showing off your unique abilities and using them as a tool that could, you know, push you then further in whatever career path you are
Mhm.
trying to lead yourself in. In our class specifically, Andy Herrera is one of our interview readiness coaches, and he focuses on how to use your special interests as a superpower in a way. You know, your unique ability to, let's say, memorize every single episode of Sesame Street could be helpful, you know, to help
Mhm.
yourself in the world of animation. Being able to have that knowledge on the back burner could be used as a tool for you. And to highlight those abilities, it's great to mention on your resume to, you know, highlight you amongst your other candidates that are also kind of fighting for that position in a way.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, for me, it's like I came here onto the Zoom meeting because it was Autism for Entertainment to see if there were positions that were available, not as a way, but also to understand the fundamentals of when it comes to understanding who we are as human beings, but also to understand that like when it comes to pushing ourselves out there, you should not be holding yourself back. You need to push yourself out there no matter what. And I agree with that 100%. But sometimes I feel like it also is not enough in this day and age, to be fair.
You know, it is a tough world trying to find a
Yeah.
job out in this situation that we're
Yeah,
in.
and I just put my portfolio out there, just if you
Of
want to look at
course,
it.
all I can say is that, you know, our goal for the center is at some point to be able to have some of our academy classes accessible for hopefully like online use so that other
Mhm.
people in our community can tune into some of the classes that we have digitally for those of you who don't live in the Los Angeles community. But I am getting the symbol to wrap up my section of this
All right.
panel tonight, but I really appreciate your question, and I really hope you can continue to keep your confidence and find the
Mm.
position that you're hoping for
Yeah.
in the realm of your passion.
Yes.
But I am going to hand it back to Paul. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much. So thank you for your good questions, and we appreciate it.
Hi, Paul. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
It's okay. There was noise because my telephone was here because we were having communication issues today here in Irvine. So I have switched to my handy dandy computer because I'm really excited about our next speaker. So I'd like to join you in introducing them, if that's okay with you.
Please
Okay.
do.
So I'm gonna ask Gerald Joins to unmute himself and also to turn on his camera. Hey, Gerald. Spotlight. I'm going to add you to the spotlight with me. And Gerald contacted us. I wanted to set this up a little bit. One of the important things about creator community is we are trying to help you. Everybody's going to have a different journey to a career. And not everyone's journey is going to be the same. And what we were focusing on earlier today was Dea Lawrence, who was talking about creating your own content. And we wanted every creator community meeting that we've had, and we've had 3, we've brought on some of you who are in the process of creating your own content. And we ask you to share your story or to see if you need help, because entertainment is a team sport. It's not all, you can't do everything yourself. It's good to have others that you can work with. So every time we promote the creator community, we reach out to you and say, hey, do you have anything? Let us know. And this meeting, Gerald responded, and Gerald introduced us to Sebastian, who is here. And Sebastian, you want to come up here and sit down? I'm going to have Sebastian sit down. Maybe we can pull up the second chair. Thank you. So here's Sebastian, and I'm going to just have Sebastian and Gerald talk. Sebastian is an animator. During our reel, we showed you PSA that you had made, which was the
beauty of inclusion.
the beauty of inclusion. So I'm going to get out of the camera and I'm going to just let Sebastian and Gerald talk about what they're working on and the opportunity for all of you.
So I wanted to come on here. I have a background in television. I'm an Emmy Award winning television producer. Did a lot of independent films, two-time nominee for the NAACP Image Awards. And I've worked at the Academy Awards television production for over 20 years. Sebastian, this young, very young, talented man, lives in a facility I own for the developmentally disabled. And he showed me a lot of his animation. He did a couple of PSAs. I'm not sure if I can share my screen. Hopefully that's.
School's out. I have a feeling we're being followed.
Hey kids, would you like to have a ride with me?
Go. Who are you?
I'm Donito.
I'm Sparky.
I'm Vicky. I'm Jet McFox.
We're the Fox Squad.
Remember, kids, you should never go into a stranger's car for a ride.
Especially because you don't know that person. Well said there, Sparky.
Don't listen to them kids. Come on, get in the...
Yeah, why don't you just beat it, you creep?
Fox Squad? Looks like we learned a valuable lesson.
And remember, kids,
Always don't trust if a stranger offers you a ride.
That's something Sebastian did all by himself in his room. It came out beautiful. And Sebastian, you want to take it from here? Tell them about the project you're currently working on.
For those of you who don't know, I am an autistic cartoonist, animator, and filmmaker who also happens to be the creator of an independent comic book series called Turbo Fox, about a group of 4 young Fox cadets who set off into space on their spaceship, the Turbo Fox, to stop the evil Emperor Lupus, a ruthless wolf overlord who vows to conquer the planet Foxtopia. Right, the project. I'm going to make an animated project, a short film, by the way, which would be an original story based on the Turbo Fox comics. The short film will be called Turbo Fox: Enter the Tiger's Claw. In this short, the evil Emperor Lupus will send forth a trio of macho wrestler tigers, 3 brothers known as the Tiger Claw Triumvirate, consisting of Khan the Dominator, Rax the Ravager, and Tank the Thrasher, to challenge the Fox Squad to a wrestling match aboard the Turbo Fox, which they accept. Luckily, thanks to Sparky's newest invention, the Gripmaster, a muscle-boosting gadget, Jet, Vicky, and Tonito are able to take down the brothers together. So for the series of Turbo Fox, imagine SWAT Cats meets Star Fox meets Ninja Turtles. This film, for the animation itself, the film will be animated by hand using traditional TV quality pencil and paper techniques, and thus colored and composited using free OpenToon software. Now, for the main point. What we're looking for are key animators who can draw every keyframe, assistant animators who can draw the cleanups and the in-betweens, volunteer artists who can digitally color the drawings using OpenToons, voice actors who can voice the characters, interns to help the team while learning about the animation process, and someone to help co-produce the short film project.
All right. Do you want to tell everybody how to contact you, Sebastian, if anybody's interested in working on the project with you?
For those of you who are interested, one of the best way to contact me would be through email. sdcomics@outlook.com.
All right, that's sdcomics@outlook.com. And if you have a second, do you have a copy of Turbo Fox with you, Sebastian?
I
Just
sure
show some
do.
of his artwork.
All 5 issues.
All right, maybe bring it a little bit closer. I think it's blurry, but it's a beautiful comic. If anybody's interested, you can also purchase comics from Sebastian at your website, Sebastian. Tell me again.
The website is dorncomics.com.
All right, DORN comics.com.
Yes. Yes.
All right. I mean, that was a beautiful pitch, everyone. Give a hand to Sebastian.
Also, I have business cards.
Sebastian here in Irvine.
Nice.
What was that, Sebastian? You had one more thing to say?
He has business cards.
Oh, business
Paul,
cards. Perfect.
Anybody have questions in?
In LA, no, I think we're good on this side.
Okay, fantastic. And Marlene, anything on the web? On the
Well,
in our Zoom.
There is one person who's expressed interest in helping you. Look in the chat.
Hey, what's
Oh,
up?
yeah.
Yeah, you've got a crew member. Congratulations.
Nice. Nice.
I mean, if you want, I can help with title sequences or motion graphic animation for your small project. Yeah,
Yeah, I
That
think we'd
sounds
love
good.
that.
sure.
So do you have would you be able to email Sebastian either that or you can also contact him through his website?
Sure. Do I need a resume or anything like that? Or
No, I mean once we get email communication back and forth, we can go through resumes or see some of your work and then see if we can all work together.
This is volunteer experience or like
Oh yeah, just voluntary. It's a short film, very low
okay.
budget. So we're just trying to see if there's anybody who's interested in working with us on it.
Sure, absolutely. I can look into it. I'm familiar with motion graphic animation. I can just do some, title sequences or anything when it comes to video editing itself. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Great, Sebastian. We got one. That's perfect.
I already put my website on the things on the Zoom chat, so yeah.
I'll let you two work it out offline.
All right. Well, that's it from my end. Sebastian, anything else you want to add?
Thank you, Gerald, and thank you, Sebastian.
Thank you.
Okay.
Great job, Sebastian.
Paul, are you there? Yeah.
I am here.
Well, we did it. Where's Marlene out there? I'm going to put her in the spotlight too, because Marlene is out there in our virtual world running the Zoom meeting. There you are, Marlene. Hey, the 3 Musketeers here. So, I think anything, and Alex, you want to come on over? I think that's it for the group
we-
meeting. We're going to eat separately, unless there's anything else, Paul, you want to bring up? Am I forgetting anything?
A t-shirt, or should we do that after we break?
Oh, thank you. So for, huh? Yeah, why don't you go get, let me explain it while you coordinate with Kevin. So, I'll stand up and show mine. I don't know if you can see this camera. So last week, or I guess it was a week before, we had a wonderful fundraiser at the Laugh Factory. And during that, yay, very good, Paul. We had 6 comedians. We had performances from our educational partners. And then we also had premiered Alex's film, Extraordinary Character. And it was an amazing event. And we, in promoting the event and promoting the fundraiser itself, we had Amos Stillman, who is an artist and works with Spectrum Labs, design these. Stand up again, Paul. Is he here? Oh, there you are with Mr. Cool. was one of the characters from the t-shirt. Anyway, Paul earlier talked about membership and how important membership is. And at every event, we'd like to do some special reward for our members. So this one, we're going to be giving away a t-shirt in LA, a t-shirt for people in Zoom, and a t-shirt for somebody here who is a Autism in Entertainment member, which means that you pay membership to Autism in Entertainment. And with that money, we can pay for the snacks and pay for all the different things that we're trying to do to help you all. So I'm gonna get Kevin. Did you do the cards for us here? Kevin's getting the cards for us here in Irvine. Paul, are you ready to announce a winner in LA?
Yes, let me get a volunteer to come up and pick the winning one. Okay. Okay, or you want to read it on the camera? Benjamin Cooper. All right, Benjamin Cooper. And it seats it.
So for the people that are not here in Irvine, we will send them the t-shirt. So Paul, if you just email me Benjamin's contact information,
Yes,
we will
let me
be
get
sure and send that to you. Great. Here in Irvine, I'm going to have Alex Estrella pick the winner.
All right. So for here in Irvine, we have George.
George second. And then how about you, Marlene? Do we have a winner from our Zoom world?
We could. Do I just, or is there a special procedure? How about Sarah Shake us? Shake.
Yeah, Sarah's here. I see her.
Oh,
congratulations,
Sarah. Sarah's, yay.
So Paul, Alex, Marlene, thank you so much, everybody, for being here today. Marlene is going to take you offline for the Zoom people, and here in Irvine, we're going to have some snacks and then maybe talk as a group or maybe individually about projects that you're interested in. And what's going to happen there, Paul? I know you have to leave by 8, so maybe you have a little bit of time.
So we have snacks over here. Everybody help yourself, and it'd be a time for us to chat and talk and find out your interests and goals and the things you'd like to do in entertainment.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.